Okay, this is just a quick rundown of some of the things I've got going out in the container gardens. I've got these Marketmore cucumbers from Haas Tools, as you can see. National Pickling cucumber. California Wonder bell peppers, which are doing well. Didn't have too much luck with these candy onions. I do have some of them that survived. I got a ton of onions that did not come from here. And the beets are doing well. Pretty much everyone I sprouted is out there going to town. So that's good. I just wanted to show you some of what's out there. I also have potatoes. And of course I got tons of tomatoes, and I've got a bunch of onions. Probably half of the onions were grown from onions I've already eaten, and some were from onion sets I got from Rural King, and I got tons of tomatoes growing also. Some were from seed potatoes I got from Rural King for almost nothing, and some of the potatoes were just regular potatoes I brought from the grocery store. So I'll show you that, but I just wanted to show you the main ingredients here, and these I actually did pretty well this year. Alright, more to come. This is just the baseline of what I got going. Okay, here's the update I promised. It's about 10 after 10. What you're looking at here are new process cucumbers, Marketmore cucumbers, which they're hard to see because everything's green. These have only been transplanted a little over a month. I got dozens of them. They're all down in here. They're like look at the size of those things. They're going crazy. I've trellised them. I've got them all growing up, which I learned from last year. Because if you leave them on the ground, Mr. Rabbit gets them. You don't get anything. And then over here, I've got 2 butternut squash. Again, they're hard to see. There they are. They're just going nuts. So happy the bees came out finally. I was really concerned. That's another butternut, and I got to run another trellis up. In here are my potato buckets, 10-gallon buckets. I just got done filling them. Went down into the woods with the tractor and dug up some nice soil from under the trees. So I got 1 over there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buckets of potatoes. These are celery that I grew. When you buy celery, if you open up the package and rip the heart out of the celery, the little soft celery piece inside, trim it out, put it in water for about a week, transplant it into some soil, and you got to keep them wet and you get more free celery. And then over here are my beets. I gotta get the water off the leaves here. That's the first time I've had successful beets. And here's another shot. Vertical is the way to go if you've got limited space. I like to keep things right here, easy for me to work on. And then here, once again, way too many tomatoes in the planter. And over here are the bell peppers, and those are onion sets that I put in. And these little teeny things that look like weeds, those are candy onions. That's all I got out of about 30 of them. And then over here is another bed, and I'll show you some of that Velcro tape. I had no way to do the taping and moving the plants and videoing it, but that's the tape, you can see it. And I've already got potatoes. Sadly, I burnt some of these leaves. I went a little heavy on the fertilizer. There's a tomato in there. I don't know if you can see it, several of them. Oh, more down there. Look, everything's green, so hard to see. More tomato plants over here. There's another cluster of fruit coming in. Here are 3 more pepper plants, which sadly got burned. I went a little hot on the fertilizer. I looked at the bag after I did it, and I used twice as much as I should have. And again, here's another glimpse of that Velcro stuff. Boy, is that nice. And then over here, we've got more tomatoes with fruit on them. Again, these I burned. And those things in the back, those are giant sunflowers, which I've noticed the Japanese beetles are wanting to eat quite nicely. And over here, where the log pile used to be, going all the way down, I now have grass after removing about 7 trees and the stumps. A lot of work. Over here, as you can see, these are onions, and they're bolting. And these bolts are coming from onions that I already ate and I cut the bottoms off. Some of them grow nice onions and some of them bolt. And some of them are onion sets I put in, which are also doing the same. So I'm going to wait till these flowers die, put them in a bag, and I'll have onion seeds. But I do have onions in here. So that's pretty cool. I'm probably about a week away from going shopping in my own driveway here. So that's it. That's what's going on here. I got more work to do over there, staking and trimming out, pruning those tomato plants back. And I'm going to include some pictures from May 15th when I planted them, little teeny things. And here we are a month later, I've got tomatoes. So now this little setup here is taking about at least an hour and a half of my day every day. Maintaining them and cleaning them, checking for insects. I don't want to put any kind of pesticides on these at all. And like I said, last year I learned you got to go up with your vining plants if you don't want the critters to get them. So that's a huge success from last year. I'm no gardener, I'm just learning from my mistakes. And then here's the Velcro I was using. That's the recycled stuff. I don't see where it works any different than the brand new stuff. So anyway, here's an update. This is the Saturday the 19th. And that's the container garden update. Hope everybody's well. Stay cool, and that's all for now. More to come in the future.